What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back for another episode of DIY Amateur Hour. Today, as you read in the title of the video, we're going to be using this adhesive eraser wheel, which is literally nothing more than a wheel made out of wax that you affix to the front of a drill, and it will, or supposedly, it will remove any adhesive that's on any surface. Obviously, today we're going to be using it on vehicle paint, car paint. But before we get too much into that, I want to take a side note real quick. For any of you who follow That Dude in Blue on YouTube, he, about 2 or 3 days ago, he made a video where he did a review of the Pontiac Fiero. He had some good points in that video. He had some points that were inaccurate, and I can't really blame him for that. He was spending one day with the car, spoke to one owner. But coming up shortly, I plan on doing kind of a vlog style video where we go for a drive in the car. I'll address the points that he made, and I'll confirm what is true, and I will acknowledge what he was wrong about, and I will prove why he was wrong, or I will give you evidence as to why he was wrong. Like I said, I can't blame him. He was, like I said, he was dealing with the cars for one day, whereas I've been dealing with these cars for 4 years now. Done way too much research on these cars. I know way too much about these cars. So I know some things, understandably, that he wouldn't know or that he wouldn't learn just dealing with the cars for one day. So I do want to debunk some of the stuff that he said about the Pontiac Fiero. So you can find a link to his video down in the description below. Like I said, he had some good points, but I want to set the record straight. I want to do a kind of a rebuttal, or whatever you want to call it, to his video. Just because he doesn't know a lot about Fieros. He's only driven one, I think, and that was a bone stock car from '86. Probably had factory suspension, or at least not refreshed suspension. But so look for that video. It's going to be a vlog style video where we take this thing for a cruise. The title of his video was "Why the Fiero is Terrible and So Great," or "Why the Fiero is Great and So Terrible," whatever he said. And he's right. These cars had some great points. They also had some really bad points. But you can't blame the car. You gotta blame Pontiac. You gotta blame GM. There was a ton of potential for these cars when they first came out. There was so much potential, but quite frankly, there wasn't enough time given to the program. So without further ado, let's get to the main focus of today's video, the adhesive eraser wheel. Let's get started. Okay, so when you open up your adhesive eraser wheel, this one happens to be from 3M. This is what you get: instructions, the chuck to attach the wheel to your screw gun, and you get the wheel itself. Now what you see here was $32, and I'm sure you're paying for that right there. But it does seem to be pretty decent quality. Not that I've used one of these before, but it doesn't really feel cheap or anything. And it says right here in the instructions that this wheel is not for use on plastic or plastic painted parts. For those of you who know Fieros, or every body panel is plastic. It says if you use it on plastic, you're going to create heat, and the heat will take the paint off. That being said, we're going to use this wheel on plastic today at our own risk. It says if you use it on plastic, it's going to create extra heat, and that heat will take the paint off. You know, as you've seen in previous videos, and as I'll show you in a clip or two coming up, I'm not too worried about the paint on this car because it's trash. So we're going to put the chuck in the drill, get everything set up, and we'll get started trying to take the adhesive off of this car. So as I was talking about the paint, if you haven't seen the previous videos, clear coat is just gone from all of the horizontal surfaces because the car sat outside for way too long. So the clear coat's just gone. It's cooked. There's really no saving it. So if we take some paint off with the adhesive wheel, I won't even pretend to care. So what we're going to be focusing on today is this adhesive right here, a little bit easier to get to, and we'll see how well the remover wheel works Alright, so we got the screw gun here. We got the wheel all loaded up. We have it in high speed and on drill mode. And we're going to carefully try and take off this adhesive now. So here goes nothing. Okay, there's a design flaw. As you can see, I really didn't keep the wheel anywhere for too long. That was to try and cut down on the heat a little bit. That's twice now. That's annoying. I wonder if it's just because I'm stopping the wheel too fast. Or stopping the drill too fast. Damn it. Alright, 3M. Got a design flaw for you. Stop the drill too fast, the wheel keeps spinning and it comes off. So, make the stud a little bit longer so I can put a nut or something on the end. Not have to deal with that. That's annoying. It would have come off that time too. In 3M's defense, they do recommend that you use the drill on a slow speed, and maybe the wheel wouldn't come off if you did that. I don't know, but I still would like the stud to be long enough so I could put a nut on the end. But whatever. As you guys are going to see here in a second, the adhesive wheel did really well at getting all the adhesive off. What I did is a little bit of wax and stuff, that the particles of the wheel that were left behind, I just rubbed it down with a rag and some WD-40, and the surface cleaned up really nice. The paint that was underneath the adhesive looks fantastic. I wish the whole car looked this good. So without further ado, here's what we're left with. So you can see it's a nice, really red. I hope the GoPro picks this up. I gotta touch up down here a little bit more, but I'll save that for later. But you can see how deep this red is, where the paint's okay. There's even a little bit of sparkle to it. I really hope that shows up. Paint looks really nice. It's a really nice color, and all the adhesive came off really well. So as you guys saw, the wheel worked really well to get rid of all the old adhesive. I would definitely recommend the 3M adhesive eraser wheel, but they're not paying me to say that. That being said, with that wheel costing $32, Walmart had one for $10. I just didn't want to wait for shipping. It would have been a week. So local Pep Boys had that wheel, the only one they had, for $32. Works really well. So I don't like using Goo Gone personally, or any other harsh chemicals, because that stuff strips the wax right off your paint. Obviously with this car I'm not worried about the wax, because there isn't any clear coat to wax. But if you're going to do it on your brand new car, your daily driver, your brand new truck, this works, and I like this a lot better. So there you go. There's your how-to video for the day. Now that I'm covered in old adhesive and parts of that wheel, there's your DIY video for the day. I like using that wheel over Goo Gone, because Goo Gone or any other harsh chemicals will remove the wax right off your clear coat. Obviously with this car, I'm not worried about the clear coat too much, not worried about the wax, because there really isn't any. But that being said, I would use the wheel on my truck or any other car that I really cared about the paint. There's your DIY video for the day. Remember, as always, if you have any tips, tricks, comments, or ideas, leave them down in the description below, because I can't see them if you don't write them. As always, remember, you can DIY. Wheel to remove some adhesive from the red Fiero that we got. If you've been following this channel, you've seen this. Okay.